If you're thinking about retirement in the next 5 or 10 years, but you still have credit card debt, you're probably wondering, can I even afford to stop working? Because right now, what you're dealing with, what you've realized is that you have close to maybe six figures of debt. And so in this video, I'm breaking down what you really need to consider if you're carrying balances and you still want to retire, and how to create a plan to move forward with confidence in being able to make progress with paying off your debt. I know that credit card debt doesn't always just happen from overspending. It could happen just from things that pop up in life. Let's say, for example, you got a medical bill that you didn't expect, or maybe even having to help out a family member. And now maybe you're dealing with high interest rates on your credit card. And so you've kind of ended up just having to pay the minimums while you're trying to plan for your future. And so I can understand that pressure, especially as your retirement is getting much closer. So, one thing I want you to think about is, can you still meet your basic needs with your debt payments? So it's not necessarily the debt itself that can be the problem, it's whether it ends up eating up too much of your monthly cash flow. And so in retirement, your income will likely come from a fixed source, whether it could be Social Security, pensions, or your savings. So the question then becomes, can you cover your needs and minimum debt payments without draining your retirement funds? And so that's really where we need to start. And it can be tempting to just use your 401k to pay off those credit card debt before you retire. But here's what can likely happen is that you'll end up paying penalties, taxes, loss on future growth, because you're taking that money that could have grown years, down the line for your retirement, and instead paying off your debt now. And then you might end up being short. And so what feels like a big relief in the moment might end up creating bigger problems down the line. You might be thinking to yourself, okay, I got about 5 to 10 years until retirement, so I'm going to make that my timeline in being able to pay off debt. But I'm going to challenge you. What if you could pay off your debt in 2 to 5 years? How does that look like? How do those numbers look like? And so figure out what your income is. What's your spending like? What do you save on a month to month basis? What are the actual numbers around your debt? Like, what's the total debt that you're actually working to pay off? I challenge you to see how you can speed up that timeline. That's something I love helping people to do and strategize around it. And then see if it can be something realistic. Like, I still want you to be able to live your life and not just have all the money go to debt, but it's that fine line of trying to figure out what's the perfect balance to where you're able to enjoy your money while still making progress with paying off all your debt. But I think once you really know your numbers, I think you get so much clarity out of that. And that's why I invite you to have one-on-one coaching with me to get clear on those numbers, because that really is that starting point where you can figure out, is this something for me? Is this something doable for me that I can be able to pay off my debt much quicker than I thought is possible? So that way you don't have to delay your retirement just because you're not debt free. If you want to have a clear plan that works with real numbers, I'd love to help you map it all out. And that way we can create a clear path forward. And so if your next goal is to be debt free before you turn 50, or even by retirement, I've got a video just for you. I'll walk you through what to focus on, even if you feel behind, and how to build momentum right now.